Hello everyone, this is Caro at Lacey's Creations here in South Australia. I hope you're all well. Well, thanks for you all popping in and having a little look-see at my Scottish journal that I'm about to show you. If you've been over on my Instagram, you would have seen a few little peeks at it. And now here's the whole thing done as a flip through. That's the top. And the side. I really like how this turned out. The book's really nice and solid. On the bottom it's going to have these drippings and charms coming off it. The spine's very plain, just with a couple of nice charms hanging on there. So I did learn one thing about the charms when I was trying to find ones that matched up, and that is that the Tree of Life was actually a Celtic sign. And I always thought it was sort of a boho thing, I don't know. So I've covered it with a nice kilt that I got, and as you can see, I've used the bits of the kilt for the closure. And this was an original beret. That's the centre I cut out of the beret, and the little thing, that pom-pom that went on top. And this here just is to represent the socks. The men always wore the garters, and they had a bit of lace and ribbons and things hanging down, so I thought that would just represent that. And this is a piece off a music book. Now I'll just get straight into it. So I have to thank Nat Williams from Paper Possibilities AU on Instagram, or just Nat Williams on YouTube. She did supply me with a couple of nice bits and pieces, and one of those was the playing card. I've just left that plain, and I'll point out the other bits and pieces. And then LillianZ.13 on Instagram, I got these beautiful papers off her, and I've used those throughout, you'll see. Otherwise, I've just used original book page, a lovely book I had called Scottish Clans and Tartans, and I was lucky enough to find that in a second-hand bookshop in Mount Gambier. And then of course I've got a few different Scottish songbooks, so the music's come out of those. I'll put Macbeth in here. I was able to get a nice Shakespeare book from that bookshop, so I've put the first 3 pages of the play there, and then the last 3 pages in the back. So I'll just do a flip through. I was hoping to learn a bit of history and perhaps talk a bit on the history, but oh my goodness, it was just too difficult for my brain. There's nice tartans out of the book. And I also did some onion skin dyeing for this book. And at first I was disappointed with the colours, and then as time went on I got used to them, and I actually think they go quite well now. That's an original bank envelope, and it's got some Scottish stamps in there. And then these are some first aid covers that the RAF Kinloss is in Kinloss, I guess. Sorry, my history's not very good. And so the first aid covers are flying squadrons, just some clips to keep them on. And I've got a few original postcards in here. These are all from about 1978. I haven't altered them because I thought the person that buys this book might like to do some things themselves with them. So I've just kept the postcards as originals. These are just a nice journaling card I've made with some embossed paper there. And so this colour paper was from the red onion skins, and this was from the brown, and all the lace was from the brown onion skins and doilies. A lot of writing space in here, and the beautiful Highland cows, of course. It's just a little journaling card I've made. And then the only other little bits of ephemera I've used are from Adamo Prints on Etsy. But I'll point them out. There's not many of them. So these are just original postcards. Nice book page of a map. Oh, so these are from Adamo Prints. I did find that Mrs. Cog had digitals and the Adamo Prints, but there weren't a lot of digitals to choose from. But then actually when I bought the book and I started going through it, a lot of the prints are the same pictures that are in the book. So I'm not sure how that works. Like the public domain, I didn't realise that books actually must use public domain as well, because so many of the prints are the same. That's a very old glassine envelope and it's got some original stamps in there. Now, oh, that was just a nice piece of, I'll show you on the next one. A ledger. That's the back side of that music. I've just made some little index cards and popped a few little cards in there. Embellish that page. That's Lily's beautiful wallpaper. It's just beautiful. I love it. This is a nice big tag backed with coffee dyed paper. That's another one of Lily's wallpapers. And these are more parts of the kilt. I really like how they turned out. And isn't this gorgeous? This is a West Highland White Terrier. So that was something that Nat sent me and I just fussy cutted it. And then these are real ones there as little journaling cards. Some more stamps in there. Just some of my tea card collection. I put the Beatles in there because they did the Mulla Kintyre and they spent a lot of time in Scotland and British butterflies. When I was doing the research, it was hard to find things that were exclusively Scottish and not British, because as you know it's all one, and the stamps especially. But the stamps I have put in here actually say Scotland on them. So these doilies came up nice. So that's the onion, the brown onion skin. And that's the red onion skin, which has come up a greenish colour. But I quite liked it. It's book page with a bit of embellishment. And of course Edith Holden spent a lot of time in Scotland and she drew the beautiful Scotch thistles. So that's just a little pocket there that I've dedicated to her, Scotch thistles, and the heather, the Scottish heather. My middle name is Heather, and it was one of my father's favourite flowers. So when I found out that it was actually a Scottish native, I was quite excited. A little bit of embellishment there. And there's so many clans. I just didn't realise there was... the history is so rich, isn't it? And anyone that knows anything about Scotland would understand that a person like me couldn't just come along and learn it in 5 minutes. And that's an old newspaper clipping out of a very old newspaper, and I've just flipped it in there and left that bit of writing so you can find out what it's about. I've just been to the optician today and had those dilating drops put in my eyes, so I can't actually read anything. It's another first aid cover. And that's the other side of that nice ledger. It's 1957 ledger. I actually got that off Nat Williams as well. She's a very handy friend to have, is old Nat. I shouldn't say old Nat, she's young enough to be my daughter. But she's a lovely person who is very generous. I'll clip that back in after. and beautiful stag. I had quite a time trying to find a stag digital. That's come out of the Adamo prints, that little piece there. And I didn't have any stags in any of my books. That's an old kilt pin, which I would say that's from the 70s or 80s even. It's quite an old one. It's the third signature. So there's 3 signatures in here. Isn't this lovely? I like this print. So that was, I got that off Adamo Prints, but Mrs. Cogs also has that on her Etsy site. So as I say, the public domain pictures is obviously how people make their digital kits, and they start reappearing, and you see the same pictures over and over. And this is beautiful. This is a ad out of a 1937 book I've got. And of course it's an ad for the good old Scotch whisky. And the other side's just another ad, but I just put that in there for the Scotch whisky. Though these books are so old, it's amazing how glossy the pages are and how well the photography was. And that's more book page. Now what I've done, oh no, that's not the centre. More book page, and then I've just made that little pocket, put in these couple of little tags. And this is just one of those little scraggy pads that I've made. I thought she was quite cute on there. And I've used, as you can see, this blue and red ribbon throughout the book. This is lovely, this colour, isn't it? It's sort of a greeny colour. I did a little bit of stenciling on that one. And this is the centre of the signature. So it's a book page. I've just left that because it's got quite a bit of writing on there that you can read if you're interested. And if not, well, you could mount a picture on there, or you could make another pocket. And this lace I thought went really well with it, and that's how it folds out, and I just thought that was quite lovely. And then we pop over to this page, and here I've just done one of these little flip outs, so that's extra journaling space in there. And then I've just popped in some of this little bits of ephemera that I had left over because I don't want to keep this on my desk. I thought I'll just give them away. So a few extra little pieces just to go in there. And then that folds back down like that. And then we have that. Bit of stenciling. Another lovely first day cover from 74. Another postcard of the Glencoe massacre. We see all these massacres on TV and think of our own Australian history, but by golly, there were so many in the early eras. It's just another little index card. Embellishment there. Another little Celtic sign, which I've just put around that very old button. And another lovely tag that I've made. And I just put the key there because I thought it's the key to the history. And that's the Flying Scotsman stamp on there. And this old book was, I've used a few bits and pieces out of too. It was the, I forgot to keep it out. It's a royal book anyway, about in the 1800s. It's got a lot of photos of King George and Queen Mary and that sort of thing. Silver Jubilee book it was. And that's a nice flip out there of a book page, and I've just added it to that short side of that ledger, which is 1957 ledger. You can't see that. Oh, I'll just bring the book over like that and you can see it's just another map. Different clans named on there. There's so many clans. That's the other thing I learned. There were so many clans I didn't realise. So much to learn about Scotland. It's very, very interesting. And just another little belly band there. That's that. And another little pocket. So this one was a postcard as well. And I just made this nice little tag. Back with the onion paper. So I was very lucky to find the kilts and the hat, or beret. And when I found the beret, that's when I thought, oh no, okay, I have to do a Scottish one. These are just little tiny cards that I have of Scotch Terriers, and some tickets and another little piece in there. Just pop them in there. That's that wallpaper again, and then this is another beautiful card that Nat sent me. She just lives in Adelaide and I live in close to Mount Gambier, so I was lucky to get the mail pretty quickly. And the Bluebells of Scotland, and there's more of Edith's thistles. And so that's all it is. It's quite a plain one, but I'm really happy with the way it came out, and it's got these lovely charms, Celtic signs. And this one I put I can, because we all know that the Scottish have a very proud temperament, very stubborn. I've got a Scottish sister-in-law, very stubborn, proud temperament. So I thought that I can went quite well there. The Tree of Life, some little dances. Oh, and the unicorn. That was one of the other things I learnt, was that the unicorn's quite prominent in their history. Okay, thanks very much. I really enjoyed making this, and I've got a lot of the book and the music paper left over, so I can see myself making another one in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.